Yo, what's up guys? Welcome to episode 3 of my team career mode. We've seen a few races now, and the first one, if you haven't seen that one, go check it out on the channel. We finished P6, the second one we finished in P21, so I still don't know where we actually are compared to where we should be, because we aren't the best car. At the moment we are the second worst car, if I saw that correctly. And you can see we are doing some upgrades because we need to do them. I have a feeling that we are going to do upgrades like simultaneously across all departments, because we can't do more than one upgrade in most of the departments. So it will be constantly one upgrade from every department and then one after that. So yeah. Let's see where we will finish today. As we are getting towards the Australian Grand Prix, we are going to the land down under. You can see 2 upgrades already come in. Is the third one coming in as well, or is it failing? It's in. It's in. We have 3 new upgrades. Will this help us with getting back into the points? Of course, last race we were close to it before we crashed out. Let's find out what we can do this time. Before we get into the race, of course, we have to do qualifying. If you didn't know that yet, then subscribe to the channel. I'll explain everything to you. So you have Q2 and Q3 after this. Q1 you saw with the 22 drivers. In real life it's only 20 drivers. The top 16 in Q2 and the top 10 in Q3, they will fight for pole position, which will determine which starting position you will have, as long as there are no penalties. For the race tomorrow. Of course, our first lap should be a good one, as I like this track quite a lot. Since that change has been made a few years ago, the flow is really good. I'm talking about this part here was coming up. First it was straight, then a corner, and then you had to go in a weird wiggly line. But now you can just flow through it, and it feels a lot better. You can see it puts me in P2. So, oh no, never mind, I'm down to P3. Oh no, now I'm so sad because I'm in the back of the car and I'm in P3. In P5, what the hell. Yeah, okay, so I upped the difficulty to 95 in the last race, from 90 to 95, and my teammate is still lost. All I can say about that is we might do another upgrade of the AI level to 97. Let's see how that works, but I'll try that for next weekend. So yeah, as you can see, we are in Q2. Our teammate, I think he has to be replaced. It's only been 3 races, of course he is a rookie, but being last in almost every session is just not helping our team. It's not helping the name, not helping the team in terms of points, because I've been getting the points in this series so far. He hasn't done anything. Of course, we just had one finish where we finished in the points, which was a bit lucky with the AI level, of course. But by the looks of it, we can go and try for another P6, maybe even P5 today as well. As we cross the line and become P5, this is of course on a used set of tires, and we invalidated the lap, so we have to go into the pits and go back out again. You can see P12, but this lap is on new softs. This will be a lot better. And yeah, the flow was just really great with the car. I felt like the car was really stable on the circuit. Probably because we had a good setup as well. I use setups from the time trial mode in this game. I think that's just the easiest way to get all the setups. They are probably not the fastest, but if you go and move it around a bit, the settings in that setup, then you can definitely get a better setup to your liking. But I like the setup from time trial, and it moves us up into P4 once more. So this probably will mean that we are into Q3. Yes, we are. Only P9, almost getting knocked out. I say almost, but it's by half a second. So yeah, the final part here, Q3. I did a banker run on a lap, on a used set of softs, but it just didn't tell me anything that I needed to show to you guys. So I decided to just cut it out, and yeah, I'll let you see this part instead. As we are still in this run, of course, we are P9, but with this half second gain Can we go up to the top 5? Will it be P6 or will it be even lower? With only one way to find out. Currently it's P5, but of course everybody still has to cross the line to end their lap as well, and it means that we are down into P8. Of course, it's nothing new because we are a new team. Of course, we shouldn't be up here. But yeah, the fact that we can try and fight the likes of McLaren, Alpine, Mercedes and Aston Martin even just shows how good we are with this car and how quickly we need to upgrade it so that we can fight with the likes of Red Bull and Ferrari as well to maybe even get a podium or win this season.
Well, this might not be the season opener anymore, but it's no less an event. So welcome to Albert Park for the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. It's a combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners, making it a very tricky track when it comes to overtaking. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Verstappen, Russell, Fernando Alonso, Hamilton, Lightning, Norris, Ocon, Bottas, Stroll, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, Oscar Piastri, Magnussen, Albon, De Vries, Joe, Sargent, Joe. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And what would any Grand Prix weekend be without the one and only Natalie Pinkham? Now, let's talk about Charles Leclerc.
What a quality performance. The big question, though, is how does that translate on race day? Can they hold on to that lead? And of course, it's looking very close here today. A lot is going to be riding on those first few corners. And then the question becomes, who can manage their tyres so they're in a good position to push hard towards the end?
Of course, I was talking about a podium or a win. Can we get that this weekend? Well, I don't think so. The car is not that fast just yet. It is fast, as we are doing a medium to hard strategy. Of course, that is the easiest and that is the fastest, so we are going to do that. Maybe some people will be doing some other strategies, but I don't know what their strategies are just yet. We'll find it out in the course of this race as everybody is lining up to the grid. You can see they are all in a single line, and then one by one they move to the right if they have to be there. My teammate, of course, in P22, not where I want him to be. I want him at least in P16, P15. Of course, it's still not in the points, but it shows that he has a bit of pace. And that's of course what he needs if he wants to stay at the team. But we are starting the Australian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go for the third time this season already. You can see we have a good start going around the outside of Alonso and going onto the grass. But that doesn't mean that we have to stop here. We can fight even more. We overtook both the Mercedeses. It looks like we can overtake Verstappen as well, going off track. And it loses me a bit of traction, which cost us P4. But don't worry, Hamilton, he's still around the outside, but we can defend from the inside line. As you can see, still P5 for us with yellow flags. That's probably because they are driving quite slow behind, but we don't have to worry about that. As we finish the first lap, you can see Verstappen and Perez already 2 seconds up the road. They won't be near us anytime soon, only if they make an early pit stop and they undercut us massively as we go a bit wide there. But yeah, the guys behind me are currently the Mercedes, two of them. It's first Russell, then Hamilton, and I think behind that is Alonso. So yeah, we have some real competition here today, but I don't think that we can actually fight them that hard. Of course, I want to fight them. As you can see, Verstappen and Sainz fighting ahead. That will bring us back into their race. But yeah, Hamilton is half a second faster in just this one lap. What does that mean for us? Well, it means that we have to be either very smart or we have to be very fast, or maybe even both. Well, you can see Carlos Sainz and Verstappen, they of course were fighting on that first sector, and that has cost them approximately 2 seconds, which gave me DRS and a fight to go for the podium. Going around the outside of Verstappen, can we actually do it? It looks like it, yes we can. Not the best exit though, as we lose a lot of time to Sainz, but we still are in the DRS of him. So hopefully we can catch up to Science as well. But he is of course on softs. He will be doing softs to hards, I guess. I don't know actually. I wanted to defend from Verstappen, but he was already past me before the braking zone even started. So there was no other option than just to let him by. Of course, we knew we weren't real competition for him, but of course the fighting, the feeling that we can fight them just is amazing. As Russell now overtakes me as well. We both have DRS, but hopefully with this next part we can overtake him back. As we are still only in lap 4 of this race, of course. But it looks like our exit just wasn't great there, and that has cost us a bit of time, which lost us P5 for now. But you can see Verstappen and Sainz, they are fighting hard for that third position, not even for the win. And that gave us another opportunity, overtaking Russell, and that brings us up back into the top 5. Fighting with these guys is absolutely amazing, as we have a bit of a wobble there. But yeah, it's amazing that we can fight with them. Of course, this won't be every race because we are of course still developing our car, and we are upping our AI level as much as possible to see if we can get to 110 before the game ends. But yeah, it looks like we are now a good fight with the Mercedes still. And the gap behind that is getting bigger and bigger. Of course, Norris, I think, is the only driver who can really stick with us. And then you have Bottas in P9. So we'll probably be fighting with them in a few laps time as soon as we can no longer defend from Russell and Hamilton. But it looks like Carlos Sainz is not that fast on these softs, so he'll probably have to make another pit stop or two to even be sure that he can end this race with a few points to his name. But you can see now, once we lose the DRS to Sainz, it's just easy overtaking for Hamilton and Russell. So as long as we can keep within the DRS of Hamilton, we can try to defend from Russell, or maybe even fight back. But you can see there's only one detection point for the 2 DRS zones, and that's really annoying, because that means that even though we were behind before the second DRS zone, we still didn't get any DRS, and that is now costing us P5, maybe even P6 as well. Yes, we are now down to P6. Oh, no, it cost us P4 and P5. We are still on P6. Don't worry, we are still getting 8 points so far. Only if we don't get overtaken by Norris and Bottas. I see a yellow flag. I see a grey person in the yellow flag. Oh, it's my teammate. It's my teammate again. Has he ever got any luck in this career mode? If it's not his pace, it's his durability. He had 2 DNS already, I think. I think it was 2 DNS so far. So yeah, that's just really annoying, as we are still in the DRS of Russell. But you can see the tires are pretty much gone. Luckily, it's our pit window and we go into the pits in lap 13. Leclerc is in the pits as well, but he is way too far ahead of us. As Norris and Bottas go through. Oh no, Bottas is going into the pits as well. Alright, so we have to get, oh no, I want to say we have to get a good pit stop, and then this happens. This is not good for us. Of course, we can gain back a bit of time with these new sets of soft hards. What the hell is going on with me? But yeah, these hards should keep us safe to the end of the race. I don't think we will get any punctures with this tire, as long as we don't scrub the walls, of course, because in this game you can now, if you collide with the wall, you get extreme tire damage. So we have to watch out with that. Of course, it's not Monaco, so I don't think that will be happening anytime soon. But you can see we lost 1.5 seconds to Norris, and that might cost us P6 for now. It's really annoying. Of course, Carlos Sainz is still there, but he'll probably have to make another pit stop, as it's yellow flags. What's happening here? It's George Russell. I think it's George Russell. What's happening here? Carlos Sainz stayed behind George Russell, even though his engine was gone, and I think he is seeing only smoke now. So yeah, we are up into P6. We can even fight for P5 if we are lucky enough to fight with Norris. Of course, he is a bit faster than us, so we'll have to push quite a lot, but that's not happening because you can see the gap is already 6 seconds after just a few laps time. And now we are in the fight with Stroll, Bottas, and I think even Ocon. Is he already there? I think he is. So this will be the fight for P6. It's all the way from P6 to P9. As you can see, Ocon now behind me. The gap is only 1/10 of a second. They are really, really close. Never mind, I don't know what happened to Stroll and Bottas. They lost 3 seconds there. As we let Ocon by, there's nothing that we could do about it. It's just his DRS, which is OP, compared to us having no DRS and no battery at all. But now that we are back in the DRS, I have to say this is one of the greatest battles I've had so far on this game. You can see we go down the inside and we are still fighting into the next corners. Trying to go around the side, a bit of a bump with him, but we can get the better line, the better exit, and we are still up into P6. Of course, as long as we can keep P6, we are safe to get some points. If not, we can lose a lot of time. Stroll and Bottas as well. But we are now focusing on Ocon as there are still a few laps to go. He tries to go around the other side. We push him a bit to the track limits, and that gave us a bit of breathing space, about 7/10 of a second. So yeah, hopefully that will help us in the next few laps. I don't even think so, because with the DRS he will be up my rear wing real quick, as I didn't know what happened there, but it looked like Ocon had a bit of a wobble, which made sure that I didn't have to defend there. As he's going for the inside line, we go around the other side and we stay around the other side, and that means that we are still up into P6, but there's another DRS zone. I don't think he's going to do anything here. No, he's just still behind us. Lap 26 it still is, as Ocon is trying it once more. Down the inside he goes, and it looks like he's gone. Can we try to fight back? You can see, of course, he has no DRS through the corners, but as soon as we get on the straight, he is back in that DRS zone again. He has DRS, we have nothing. Bottas and Stroll have now caught up to us, because, of course, we are fighting so much with Ocon. He's actually not as fast compared to us. We are still on the same pace as him, as our engine is getting worn. You can see that with the icon, the orange icon in the bottom right corner. As we are going around the outside of Ocon, back up into P6. Can we hold this position for 2 more laps after this one? Because we need all the points that we can get early on. I have a feeling that these cars around us will be upgrading quite a lot in the middle of the season. So we have to gain points now. If we don't do that, we will lose everything that we have. It doesn't even matter if we have 10 points or 20 points, we will lose all of it compared to our opponents. We can see Ocon sliding through that penultimate corner. Of course, we are trying to go around the side with DRS this time. We don't get the good exit to overtake him immediately, but with ERS and DRS we can try to overtake Ocon going for the outside line. I prefer the outside line with all my overtakes, and you can see why. It's an easy job done. Bottas overtake Ocon as well. So now we are in a real fight for P6. Of course, we are the defender here. So as long as we can keep it in this way, I think I should be happy with this position, of course. Bottas and Ocon fighting behind, which gives us a bit of breathing space. Into the final lap we go. One more corner and then we are in the final lap. You see the tire wear is up to 40%. That's not good. The ICE is 62% and the gearbox 60%. We have to be careful. We have to be careful because if we get a engine problem this last lap, I will be crying for a long time. But it looks like we can finish this race. We have only half a lap to go. As Max Verstappen wins the race already. We don't care about that right now. Ocon is fighting back. He's only 3 tenths away from us. 2 tenths. He's getting close. Is he going for the overtake here, or is he going to wait for the next straight? It looks like he's going to wait for the next straight. And on to the final sector we go. I thought this would be a perfect time as he crashed into us. Luckily no damage. I don't know. It's simulation damage as we go down the inside line. And we actually overtake him back up into P6. We go Ocon in P7. It looks like Bottas in P8. And Stroll in P9. Is this it, or is he going to fight us back on the final straight? 2 more corners to go, 1 more corner to go now. Can we hold on to P6, or will we lose 2 more points to P7? It doesn't look like it. 1 more straight. Ocon does have some DRS, but we use our ERS and we cross the line in P6. Well done, well done. What an amazing race. These final few laps were so stressful, but at the same time so awesome. That's all I can say about it. It was absolutely awesome to drive this race, and hopefully the rest of the season will be like this.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. So Natalie, what do you think helped them deliver this result?
I want to know if that was as easy as it looked. An absolute masterclass today.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sports that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win.
As always, Verstappen is on top with one of the other Red Bull, not one of the Red Bulls, because of course he's in the one Red Bull. The second Red Bull, of course, on the podium as well. He's in P3, and Charles Leclerc splits the two, so that's not another 1-2 for Red Bull. We had an amazing race, finishing in P6, of course with Ocon, Stroll and Bottas. It gives us a feeling of where we are at the moment with our car. I have a feeling that it's still a bit too high, so I think I'm still going to up the difficulty level to 97 to see if that brings us a bit closer to the midfield instead of the actual front of the midfield. But yeah, as you can see, the fight was really close. We all finished within a second, or maybe a second and a tenth. So it was really close. You can see Filipe Drugovic, my teammate, is one of the two drivers who had to DNF their car. So yeah, that's really unfortunate, of course, for the team. But with us getting another 8 points, we are now up to 16 points, and we are equal to George Russell. So that's really great to see. And in our constructor standings, we are still in P5. So as long as we can keep it to 8 or above, I am happy, because that's the goal that our sponsor Xenon has set us up for this season. Of course, with Haas, Williams, and AlphaTauri still getting no points, I think we should be safe with that, as we are already 16 points ahead of them. But the Team Acclaim, we are level 5, and now that we also have that sponsor. Have we already talked about the sponsor? I don't think so. Is it going to be next episode? I think that will be next episode. I'm not going to say who we are going to sign, but we are signing somebody next episode then. If we signed somebody already this episode, I'm sorry for that, I forgot. But yeah, you can see a marketing department event that will be for next episode as well. If you don't want to miss any videos, subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 400 and 500 subscribers. Of course, 2 more subscribers for the 400 as I'm recording this right now. So please make sure that you are within those first 400 of the maybe thousands of 100,000s to come. Yeah, enjoy this video, enjoy the next video that you're going to watch with me, and enjoy the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Subscribe, like, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.